Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Success Life Live. I am glad you took time out of your day now or during the replay to check in, listen, grow, and learn. So make sure whether you're watching in the live or during the replay, you take a moment, say hello, say good morning, say whatever. Good morning, Matthew. Good to see you here this morning. Sorry, got distracted for a minute. Good morning, Greg. Ciao, Bella. This morning's lesson, going back on Fun Friend Friday. Man, that was a lot. Good morning, Marie. Good to see you. As I went back and I edited it and I was listening to it and I was transcribing it and all the things that I do after it, there was that one lesson that really stuck out, that looking back versus looking forward piece. And I know there were a lot of big nuggets, but sometimes, the nugget that I find might be different than the nugget somebody else finds. But I want to sort of talk about that looking back versus looking forward piece. So as you come in, take a moment, say hello to somebody in the room. Remember, tomorrow is the newsletter. If you're not signed up, you can do so at ericgreid.com/subscribe, and you'll get on that. Got a fabulous Fun Friend Friday guest coming up this week, Kip, and I'm going to let you know a little bit more about him tomorrow morning as well. So the lesson about that looking back to looking forward, I thought it was interesting when Renee talked about she no longer looks back at what she didn't have in life and builds and tries to build her plan based on that. Instead, she looks forward to what she can have in life and bases her goals and her dreams and her vision for her future on that. And I thought, how often I have found myself looking back at a job, a relationship, an experience, a financial position, and said, man, if only I had done this, or if only I had said that, if only this had gone this way, or man, what would have made that better would have been this. And I take that experience and I try and bring it into the present and say, in the future, this is what I'm going to do. And so as I started thinking about that, I thought about, that biblical story about Lot's wife and how she was told to move towards the future, look at what's ahead of you, don't turn back, let everything in the past stay in the past, don't try and claim it. And when she turned back, we all know the story, she turned into a pillar of salt and got stuck there. And I think the same is often true when we look at our history, when we look at our childhood or past jobs or past relationships or even past fitness plans, so to speak, and we see everything that was part of it and the things that weren't part of it, and we start to analyze it, and we start to look at it, and we start to think, why couldn't I have had a happier childhood? Why couldn't my dad or my mom been more loving? Why did my relationship have to end that way? And we start looking at everything that piled up in our past. And we start to analyze the past and say, never again am I going to do that. Never again am I going to experience that. Never again is that going to be part of my future. Next time I'm going to. Well, in all of that looking back, we become very much like Lot's wife, so to speak. We become stuck and frozen because we can't look back and only see the good. We have to see the bad and the struggle. You get it. And I thought, how freeing would it be, instead of looking back and then saying, as I build my future, as I build my success, as I build a transformation, as I create my new life, etc., I'm only going to look forward. I'm only going to look at all of the possibilities, all of the opportunities, all of the things that are available, and pick from that what I want and build that into my life. It would be like walking in to the largest sort of Walmart, personal growth experience Walmart it'd be like walking into Amazon. There you go. And had unlimited credit. And you could say, okay, I want that in my life, I want that in my life, I want that in my life, and I want that in my life. And walk out the store without having to pay for it because, it was already paid. How much more momentum would you have? How much more vision could you have? How bigger could your life be? If instead of going back and trying to fill gaps, you just went and said, you know what, I'm looking forward. Everything that happened in the past, happened in the past. All those gaps, they're gaps. Can't go back, can't fix them, can't change them without having to bring the past into the future, and that's not what I'm about. Instead, I'm going to look forward and plan my future that way. I'm going to stop trying to fill gaps and instead build bridges towards who I want to be. And so as I listened to that lesson on Fun Friend Friday with Renee Michelle, I was really sort of caught in that idea that when I look at my business plan, when I look at my personal growth plan, when I look at my spiritual and health plans, am I working on filling gaps from the past? Am I trying to backhoe into the past and fill the gaps? Or am I vision forward? Am I saying all of the possibilities before me, I'm going after? I'm going to see them, I'm going to seek them, and I'm going to claim them. So it's a really good challenge for today, Monday morning, for us to stop and go, okay, no longer am I going back and gap filling. No longer am I going to try and build a business plan, build a health plan, build a personal relationship plan, a fitness plan, a spiritual plan, whatever it is you're working on. No longer am I going to look backwards and go, okay, last year I made this and I needed to make this, and so now I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to instead full forward. I'm going to look forward and go, anything I want, everything I desire, everything that's available, I can pick and choose from. It's going to require the same amount of thought. It's going to require the same amount of energy. It's going to require me to stop judging my past filled with gaps and failures and disappointments. Because in doing that, I get stuck like Lot's wife. I get frozen. I get pulled down. The energy just drains me when I look back and I'm like, oh, I could have done this better. I could have had that better. It could have been this. I could have done that. Like all of that gap filling requires me to have a negative perspective, an analytical perspective, a critical perspective. It's energy draining. But when I look at future possibilities and there's nothing attached to it except my ability to achieve it, that empowers me, that excites me, that pulls me forward, that draws me into a new me. So check your goals, check your vision, check your plan. Did you base it on something that went wrong in the past, on some gap in the past, on something that wasn't the way you wanted it, and now you're going to fix it and make it better in the future? Or are you willing to say, you know what, I am totally new here. I am just walking in and I'm recreating me. I'm just doing a whole new me, and this is what it's going to look like. It was a great lesson that Renee shared with us. There were many great lessons in her Fun Friend Friday. And like I said, some of them stick out differently for different people, but I encourage you to go back and listen to it. It'll be up on the podcast later today. So go back and listen to it in podcast if it's a little long for Facebook Live, or go over to the YouTube channel where you can sort of watch it on your TV. I don't know, do what you want. But that is really the purpose of the Fun Friend Friday, is for us to get to dive into other people that are living life differently and learn from them, and then take those nuggets and apply them to our life. So hope you'll take time to do that. And remember, good morning, April. Good to have you in the room. And remember, tomorrow is the newsletter, and then we have Q&A Wednesday. Can't do it without your Q's, so you get them in the mail to me, Eric at Eric G. Reid. And then Fun Friend Friday coming up. And if there's somebody you're like, Eric, you need to interview, you need to be in contact, you need to be in touch with this person as part of your Fun Friend Friday, they've got a story that I think you'd love to hear, let me know. Do the introduction, make the connection. That's how I met Renee. All right? So until tomorrow, go out and live your life with success today. It's yours. The only thing that's missing is that you have not affirmed that you're entitled to it. You have not said to yourself this morning, I am living life with success. I am waking up, I am moving forward, and I am claiming my success. So do that now. And then go out and live it. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Till then, bye-bye.